As educators, we know that we don't succeed unless every student succeeds. In 2015, the Every Student Succeeds Act gave us a new lens on an important reality. Data made it clear that even the best schools are struggling to serve some student populations, especially students with disabilities, in the ways we know they deserve. Why are students with disabilities struggling while their classmates thrive? To understand how we got here, we need to turn back the pages of our history books. While compulsory education laws were passed in all states by 1918, laws in the 1950s and 60s specifically excluded students with disabilities from school. It wasn't until the 1970s that districts were required to provide a free and appropriate public education for students with disabilities. In 1975, the Individuals with Disabilities Education Act, IDEA, was signed into law. After the passing of this act, schools began opening their doors to students with disabilities. At that time, the focus was on ensuring students with more severe or easy-to-observe disabilities, such as physical limitations, were able to attend school. Despite this progress, students with disabilities often experienced an education that was segregated from their peers. More recently, students with disabilities were integrated more broadly across school campuses and sometimes classrooms with their peers of the same age, but were provided instruction and materials that lowered the overall expectations for them. This parallel experience created by integration occurred as we evolved our understanding of what it means to be a student with a disability, to include students with more mild, invisible disabilities, such as learning differences or speech impairments. Despite bringing students into our buildings and classrooms, performance gaps highlight that students with disabilities are not yet fully included in the learning experiences that our schools offer. We have more work to do. So, what is the path forward? If we want every child to succeed, we have to stop seeing the performance gaps of our students with disabilities as a special education problem and realize that the solution lies with all of us. We must face the reality that our education system was not originally established to support all students. And so rather than asking students to conform to the environments adults create, we must instead create an environment that is responsive to the unique needs of all students. We don't need to fix students. We need to fix our systems of support for them so that every student can engage in grade-level learning and achieve high expectations. This will require shifts in the way we think, operate, collaborate, use resources, and the way we problem solve when challenges arise. Doing this is not more work, but it is different work. When we do it well and students with disabilities succeed, everyone benefits. It will take a village. SPED Strategies is leading the effort to tackle this challenge. Join us.